Better not fall off. Hey there, Monkeys here, and it's another beautiful day at the Jungle House. Today's adventure, we're going to expand the iron farm here on the server. So we built this farm quite a while ago. It was one of the first big farms we built. Does not use any redstone, which is nice. It's pretty simple to build. You can use any materials that are available. So you can see half of the existing farm that's been built over my shoulder here, and the other half is over there. And you can tell based on the textures from up here that we use a lot of cobblestone in this thing. So we're going to do an expansion of this farm. It's been generating a lot of iron, but there's a few more people on the server now, and it'd be useful to generate a bit more iron. So I'll go take you on a quick tour. So here we are at the first section of the iron farm. Like I said, there's two sections right now. It's designed to be modular, so we can build two more of these. And so we're going to tackle one today. So first of all, the goals of this iron farm was to create something that looked half decent and also was humane. Now, humane for the villagers, that is. Maybe not so humane for the golems whose precious iron we collect. But yeah, this has everything that a villager could need. It's got nice sturdy walls to keep the zombies out. Got lots of space to hang out outside. You got some space inside. Got some farms. But the most important thing, the thing that every villager loves, are doors. And there's lots of doors here, lots of doors to go in and out of. So yeah, if you're a villager, you can hang out here, chat with your buddies, go in and out of doors, maybe farm some wheat, make some bread, and yeah, life is good. And then if we head on the inside, nothing fancy on the inside, just a nice big relaxing pool. If you're a villager, you can hang out, take a look at the pool. Maybe you can summon a few golems. Golems land in the pool. Golems swim in the water a bit, drop down that hole, never to be seen again. But that's okay, because the villagers will just make more. All right, so here we are at the collection area. So I mentioned earlier that you don't need any redstone. If you want to do a fancy collection like this, you will have to do a little bit of redstoning. But this is not how we started. This is something we added later to the server. So iron will magically appear and fill up these chests. You can see we've got a full chest here, and then we've been raiding this chest pretty frequently. So that one's not full, but we've got a lot of surge capacity. So if we get busy doing a build and the iron keeps collecting and we're not emptying it out, it'll get sorted here. As well, golems drop poppies when they're harvested, so this will collect up the poppies. Yeah, so that we don't need to filter them out from the iron. So if you head down this way with me, I'll show you where the golems end up. So it's a pretty simple system. We've just got some water, series of water drops to push the golems along. So they end up dropping down that hole I showed you earlier. They get pushed along. There's a tunnel leading in from this way, from one pavilion, and then there's the other pavilion you saw from the first clip, and that joins up at the back down there as well. They get pushed down, then follow down here. Then there's a very simple lava blade here, just held up by these signs. The golems will get trapped here. The lava blade will wear them down, and then they'll drop their iron and poppies into these hoppers. Now, if you want to build the basic version, all you really need to do is put a chest in here where these two blocks are right here, and then point the hoppers into that chest. That's what we had initially. Kept us going for a long time because we needed iron all the time, so we were always coming back to pick some up anyway. But now that we're not here as much, we've built a slightly fancier system that uses a dropper tower and some item sorting filters. All right, but before we get started, I want to talk about location. So I'm not talking about a scenic location, although that always helps, but where to build your iron farm. So you can build it anywhere you play often, and that'll work fine, because anytime you're near the farm, it'll generate more golems, which will generate more iron, which is what we're looking for. But if you want to be able to expand from that area and kind of range around and explore or move to a different base, the best place to put it is near your spawn chunks. And that's what we've done here. We located the spawn chunks. There's some great videos on how to do that, so I won't show you that here. But if we kind of take a peek over the edge here, those 4 blocks down there are marked with the stone bricks and the nether brick. That marks the center of our spawn chunks. And what we did is we centered the 2 existing pavilions around that with the intent of being able to expand to 4. So we've got the one I just showed you, which is to the southeast. That's the corner pillar here is actually got 32 blocks of space to the south and to the east from the center of the spawn chunks. And then we did the exact same thing with the one to the northeast. And then that leaves exactly 64 blocks of space between the doors on these opposite faces here for the pavilions. And that's really important because you need to, that's the minimum. You could space them further apart if you want, but don't put these pavilions any closer together than 64 blocks between the doors. So that's blocks not including the doors, that's blocks in between them. If you do put them any closer, I'm warning you right now, if the chunks ever unload, which they shouldn't in the spawn chunks, but maybe if a server's reloaded from backup, it might be possible. Not sure. What'll happen is those villages have, because these are considered individual villages, there's a risk that they might get merged together. And when they get merged together, that means the center point changes from our golem collection pool to the spot in the middle between the 2, and then that's where the golems will show up. And obviously we're not going to collect a lot of iron that way. So 64 minimum. So that's what we've done out here. I've gone ahead and done some, marked down some stakes in the jungle using sea lanterns to mark out where we're going to build this northwest one. So let's just take a quick run over there. Ouch. All right, so we're just 32 blocks from the to the north and to the west from our spawn chunk centers. So that this will be the corner of the pavilion, and then we've left 4 blocks of space to the east and to the south, and this will be the boundary of our fence, and then the pavilion itself is going to be 24 by 24. So I've marked out the next corner and then where the fence is going to be, and then same thing down here, corner and then fence. And the last corner is down that way. So you get the idea. Now, one of the challenges here, and this is the reason why I didn't use this as one of the first pavilions, is this really big jungle section in between. Gonna have to clear all this out, so we're gonna get to work on that, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've got a lot of work done. As you can see, we've cleared out the jungle, we've flattened out this area, made sure that all of this was at the same level as the other two parts of the farm. That makes the golem collection system a lot easier to manage. And then finally, I put in, safety first. I put in this lovely fence made out of spruce wood fences, oak leaves, and stone slabs, and that it's 2.5 high when you look at it from the outside, so that way nothing can jump in, and also we don't have to worry about lighting up the top of the fence, so nothing's going to spawn on top of that. Also laid out the foundations for the pavilion where our villagers are going to hang out. So along this outside strip, we are going to put our doors, and that. The doors are needed to make this recognized as a village. Plus, villagers, they like doors. The oakwood blocks here are the inside area where the villagers are going to hang out, and then this inner ring of stone marks the boundary of the golem spawning area. So this spawning area is 16 by 16 in space. Golems will spawn in a volume that's 16 by 16 by 6 blocks high at the center point of the village. And the center point of the village is based on where your doors are located. So if we have a nice symmetrical square shape, that'll end up being perfectly in the center of the square. So we're going to put some water down there. We'll put a little hole for the golems to drop to, and then we'll connect that with the existing collection system. But before we get moving on with that, or even building the pavilion, it's time to put our villagers in here. It's nice and safe for them to be in here. Obviously, transporting villagers is always a pain. Fortunately for me, I'm just going to bring them over from one of the other modules, but you may need to bring them from much further flung distance, so the less villagers you need to bring, the better. So you need a minimum 2 so they can start to multiply, but it will take a while for them to do that, so we might as well have them working on that while we finish the rest of our work. So I'm off to get a couple of villagers, and I'll be right back. One villager in, woohoo! Notice I put up some fencing so they don't fall in the golem pit either. So here's the rail going to the other module, the closest one. So it's all set up for the next guy to drop in, so we just gotta try to push him in. See how that goes. Give him a cart. Let's take you. Fall in, fall in, fall in. No. Get in there, you. All right, he's in. Here we go. Launching system. And he's off. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna squish the other guy when he goes in? There they are. 2 villagers. All right, I'm here with Frank, and Bobby Sue is wandering around here somewhere. There she is. But yeah, I've created a little plot for the villagers to start harvesting wheat whenever they're ready, and then starting to turn this place into a village, because obviously we want to get the number of villagers up to at least 10. That way we can start generating golems. And in order to get 10 villagers, you need roughly about 3 times that number of doors with some sort of structure around them. So you can see I've built one double door here. We're going to replicate this pattern all the way down, and then dress it up a little bit afterwards. It's pretty basic. There's just nice little overhang to protect you from the rain here, but there's enough blocks out here that Minecraft recognizes this as the outside, and then we'll recognize the side as the inside, even if we choose to leave the pavilion mostly uncovered. We're probably gonna have to kind of cover in one more block on all those other sections there. It does feel a little cramped under here, right? Not a lot of headroom. I usually like to build a lot higher ceilings. But if we ever get some sort of weird thing that happens, this will make sure, if we ever get a weird thing that happens with the golem spawning, this will ensure that they don't spawn in this area. We always want to make sure that they're forced into that 16 by 16 area. So I'm gonna get cracking and throw in some more doors, build some more structure, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, that didn't take long. So the building is complete. I've got farms in 3 out of the 4 corners. Fourth one's got all my temporary building stuff, so we'll build that last. I think we're up to 5 villagers now, so still a little ways to go till 10. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to leave this area dry, and that way once we get up to 10, we can make sure that the golems are showing up like they're supposed to, and I'm going to go ahead and work on chiseling out that tunnel and connecting it to the collection point for the other farms. Okay, we're back, and we've got just over 10 villagers in the farm now. So it's time to check to see if we have any golems spawning in the center. One quick note before I do that is you do need to make sure you pin a villager in opposite corners of the building, or ideally all 4 corners. See, this poor little guy ended up trapped in there too. The reason for that is that it keeps the village, all the doors in the village active. Villagers need to be within 16 blocks of the doors, and this building is just a little bit bigger than this on the diagonal. So if the villagers end up clustering around the corner, which they seem to like to do for some reason, sometimes the doors at the far side don't register, and that means your golems don't appear in the center. So if we head over to here to the center, you can see I've already put down a little bit of the water, and you see we have our first visitor, first guest, maybe first victim. So this guy, we're going to finish off the water, and then we're going to take a little ride and show him to the collection area. And down he goes. So let's take a trip with the golem. That's pretty interesting, actually. He swims faster. He drifts faster than I drift. I just wanted to remind you, if you like this video, if you want to see more content like this, please do leave a like on the video. Very much appreciated. Lets me know what you're enjoying, what you want to see more of, and definitely if you want to see what I'm up to next time, please go ahead and subscribe. That'd be a great way to show your support for the channel. So here he is in the lava. Will we end up in the lava? Not sure. You'll have to tune in next time. Oh my god.